Listen, you don't need to tell me that it's concerning that I have enough playtime on Twice that I'm able to rank every copied character in order, and just like I do with my therapist, I will lie to you if you check in on me based on this fact. Before we get started, I will be going from top to bottom, and the tiers will be ranked in order of strength. This means we will start with the very, very worst Twice clone possible, and end with the truly shiniest pile of mud that shoots. I'll have all the tiers timestamped and a full screenshot at the end for all of you evil skip to the end type people. Hey, I'm here in post. I just forgot to mention a few things, just the rules of Twice Clones. They just have a base HP, which I believe is the character's base HP. I could be wrong. It could be like a flat 300 for all I know. They do use melees, and they do use all of their skills. Now, if we're talking about Purple Denki, for example, where he has two different types of alphas, some clones use both, some don't. There's no real consistency to it. It's just how it is. They also don't use their special action, which has a higher impact on characters like Tokiyami or Mount Lady, for example. You'll hear me bring those things up later when they're really important to the rankings. That's all. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Starting with the worst of the worst, we have Cementos. The most obvious fact is that he gets in your way. Why? Because it's alpha, his beta, and his gamma. He all makes physical objects which can get in their way, which is a big problem for Twice in particular because one, he needs to see the enemy to damage him, unlike Red Endeavor, for example. Not to mention he's a combo character, which means any physical objects in the way really just stop him from doing what he wants. Not to mention the AI doesn't know how to really use his projectiles. Like when you're playing Cementos, you aim at the enemy's feet. Problem is he has the same copy and paste AI as most characters do, and he just aims at chest level, which means that his alpha's hitting for 40 max if it even hits, and it's going to start hitting random things, which could get in your way very easily. Not to mention, since all clones, once again, are at low level, he doesn't have any big projectiles at all. If any of you listening have actually played Cementos, then you know that at low level, he's just terrible. Second green character we have in the F tier out of 3, we have Kurigiri. The main issues that we have with him is one, he sucks at low level again. But the biggest issues he have is that one, he just can't aim for shit. I don't know what's up with the Kurigiri clone. Dude, he just can't aim for shit. He can't use his beta right. And even when he hits his alphas, they're so high knockdown that they're once again going to mess up your combos because you're a combo character, especially when you have other special action clones up. Not to mention, I think I have a screenshot of it from back when he came out. He just gets stuck in gamma. I don't know what it is. He'll press gamma like when he enters his drone mode. He just won't move at all. Final entry into F tier, we have green or support overhaul. Similar issues to Karagiri, although he is a little bit better. He has very high knockdown attacks, like two alphas and you're knocked down, two betas and you're knocked down, pretty much one gamma and you're knocked down. Once again, this will limit Twice's already pitiful damage. Rest in peace. Oh my god, Twice sucks. Not to mention green overhaul at low level. He only gets one gamma, which is like his only actually good move, which you wouldn't mind your clone hitting with, even if you're in mid-level combo. Problem is he only gets one, and he's not going to be aiming it well, because it's just a weird projectile. And his alphas, his betas are super small, meaning he can't really defend himself. He's just going to get in your way, just like Gary and Cementos as well. Starting off in D tier, which is the first tier of clones, where I'd actually recommend getting them if you have the choice. Don't commit from too hard though. At the very bottom, we have the amphibian frog, everybody's favorite character. For some reason, where characters have abilities where they just activate gamma, like our Tokigami, who comes up soon, they just kind of sit in it and don't attack. I can't really explain it. Frog at low level isn't good. Her beta is a hard knockdown from the ground, which is pretty much the only one she uses. Her alpha is okay, it's whatever damage, not much to really report on with her. Tokiyami, who I just said is coming up soon, a lot sooner than I thought, also sits in gamma for some reason. I don't understand. His alpha is a high knockdown attack. His beta is not terrible, but it doesn't do enough damage to really justify breaking twice his combos a lot of the time, once again, especially if he has a beta or another clone up. And if you ever want to understand why the clone is just terrible, just try playing Dokiyami without the special action. It's the entire character. Blue Toga, she just got buffed, which is cool. It doesn't really affect this though. Her alpha's has a higher knockdown ever since she got nerfed back around like season 8 or 9. Her gamma's really high knockdown as well. Same with her beta. It's hard to really have her in with her combos, and even by herself, she doesn't really do that much. And like if she's like holding off an enemy from you, which happens a lot of the time with Twice clones, not very remarkable at all. Red Kendo's the only clone in the list so far who can really turn up. Like sometimes she shits in beta, she walks up to you, and she hits you with a fully charged beta, because the Twice clones, even if they're level 1, they still do as much damage as a normal person does, I believe. She doesn't use her abilities very well. Like, she doesn't really know how to work out Gamma. She can't combo, obviously. She is the AI. The Tap Alpha nerf really hurt it. I don't think she uses the Charge Alpha. Some clones use, like, a charge or a crouch version of attack. Some don't. I can't explain it. They just do or don't sometimes. Really unreliable. Can get in your way sometimes. Yellow Shiggy is an odd case. One you'd imagine to be pretty good, especially with his beta and gamma, and his alpha is good pepper damage too. He does not know how to aim at the floor or the angle of his attacks either, so he ends up just throwing alphas at you for like 35 or 30 each. I don't even know how much the projectile does at level 1. He'll always do the charge gamma, which is good in ways and bad in other ways. Is no real right or wrong side of it. You know what I mean? Like you can't just say, oh, that's good, or you can't say that's bad. I don't know, pretty unremarkable. Purple Danky is one you would imagine would be a lot higher, but he is not. I don't think he uses his zoom alpha, and if he does, he doesn't use it very well because he can't use special action as well, which is harmful to him. His beta you imagine would be good. It'd be better, especially considering you can see people through walls after they get hit by it, but I don't think he uses it well. He doesn't use his gamma well either, and I don't think the clone understands the range on his like actual shotgun alpha. Very, very disappointing clone, I'll be honest. Mr. Compress, he only has one attack if you're not shooting at him. Also, he just randomly presses Gamma for fun, which can sometimes get in your way when the clone's on your team. Doesn't come up too often though. Low level Compress, if you ever played him once again, he just blows. He's terrible. The barrels are just so bad. He gets very little ammo. He don't do much damage, even if he just got buffed again. Not really remarkable. The beta can pop off though, because compressed beta does like 5 million damage. I don't know why. Not like crazy. Purple Toto is another odd case where he's on the verge of being a lot better if his alpha didn't two-shot you. And considering the alpha is so big, he will be hitting it, which can be great. That's why he's not like lower with like Cementos and everybody. He will not blow up his beta, I believe, which is a huge, huge issue for the clone, obviously. I think the whole point of the character. I will say the gamma, since it blocks projectiles, is actually very, very handy. But a lot of the time he will just be getting in your way. Not, I wouldn't say like straight up an issue though. Just more often than not, he does turn out to be pretty good. Yellow overhaul. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm kind of making an assumption. He doesn't do much amp damage. Like without his combos, which obviously clone would not be doing gamma air melee with acceleration beta into alpha for 500 million damage like every other yellow overhaul does. The pilot's using his tap alpha, the one where he like auto aims on you. That's pretty high knockdown. I don't know. It's not. I assume it wouldn't be that good. Going on to C tier, where clones provide a definite advantage. It's definitely worth getting it 100% of the time instead of like a finisher. We're starting off with Purple Bakugo. This is an assumption. I don't think I've ever gotten a Purple Bakugo clone yet. And if I have, I don't remember them doing much. They probably lean towards the Shotgun Alpha, which hits about -3 damage roughly. And the Tap Beta can be good. It might get in the way of the combos though. It might hit a Gamma. I don't know. It'll probably be alright. Purple Nejire. I think it's very disruptive between its beta and its gamma, which hits a bit more often than you'd imagine, and the alpha having a quick knockdown rate. Problem is, it's a bit too disruptive, you know what I mean? Because once again, it might mess up your combos. It's still pretty good to have though. It's good defense to have, which is actually a definite part of like special action clones, which are very handy for twice. It also won't float, which makes it easy to just kill. Not crazy. Red Hawks. This is another one where I don't exactly know too well. It won't combo, meaning you either hit an alpha, a beta, or a gamma. That's about it. I don't think it uses the charge alpha too much, which means it just kind of sprays out a little bit of damage. It's good disruption though. Like it's good to keep people away from you. Not too impressive though. Lumirio. What you'd imagine could be great or terrible. It's somewhere in between. Until level 7, he only gets his 2 alphas. But the thing is, he actually is able to do the alpha combo where you tap it 4 times and you do like, 160 to 200, depending on the level. It's really good. It will miss beta every time. Don't explain how. It just does. I don't know. I don't remember hitting gamma too much either. It's good just because of the alpha. And it can hit charge alphas too. It's pretty good. Red Shiggy. The level Red Shiggy is still the worst character in the game. It has been probably since the game's release, to be completely honest. His alpha and his beta do nothing. They go nowhere, which sounds confusing considering I just said Mirio was good and now you have this guy above him. He will go for grab and he will hit it. Considering twice his alpha and his beta's alpha and maybe other clones as well that you might want to pick up, they don't really knock you down that fast. You do the red shaky grab, you can hit people for large amounts of damage at a time if he gets a grab. Very potential man tuning. Not tuning, sorry. Very potential man clone. Definitely a maybe. Like a might get a lot of value, might get nothing. It's really unreliable. Momo, she is okay after getting her damage nerfed on her cannons for the 5 millionth time. The damage to knockdown ratio is not great. I believe she gets 2 at level 1 now because of the buff, which was nice. They are good disruption. They're not crazy good for damage, not as good as you'd imagine. The alpha is funny, and she can occasionally get a beta hit, more often than not that the beta can actually just end up in your way. Very unreliable, once again. Blue Bakugo is our first clone, which is good strictly for the purpose of him just having a big alpha that hits like around 100, even at level 1. It hits really hard. That's about all he does. He won't be in the air, And since he stays very stationary with his alpha, because you're supposed to use it in the air, he will die very quickly. But he can definitely pack a big punch. He does knock you down relatively quickly, though. He might hit a beta or a gamma. I don't know. Yellow Deku fits about where he would in a tier list normally, just very average. I will say about the clones that if they have like gun projectiles, like they say the Yellow Deku and the Purple AFO and Red Toto do, for example, that they hit it a lot of the time if they have one of the gun projectiles. It's very average, really. You do see it hit a black whip every once in a while. That's very funny. It will hit a beta every once in a while too, due to the tracking kicking in. The damage on it is good. There's just a lot of better clones. Lady Nagant falls into a very similar category. She's just a bit better because her beta is a bit better than Yellow Deku's, and I believe her gamma is better for a twice clone than Yellow Deku's as well, considering she's not going to need it for movement. Her alpha hits just as hard, if not harder, probably harder to be honest, especially considering that little HP damage it does. Pretty good, definitely a good pickup, worth getting. Assuming a twice is ever going to kill Lady Nagant, but whatever. Mount Lady, I believe, is better than the last two because she's going to be doing damage in the ranges where most clones were doing damage, which is up close. Like, they're not going to shoot you from across the map. Like, even if they, like, their projectiles would reach, like Nagant's or Purple Denki's, for example. Her beta will stun, and they will very commonly hit the gamma due to the tracking, and Mount Lady gamma hits very, very hard. Final one in C tier, we have Yellow Endeavor, because it still does damage, like 50 or so a shot at level 1, which is pathetic for an actual character, but for a twice clone, it's not terrible. The beta is great disruption and great at keeping people from waking up because you have moments where you have a few clones and you're just jumping somebody. Great for that. And I don't know what's up with him. It feels like every time he pops a gamma, it just hits. I can't explain it. It just always magically happens. And obviously that hits very, very hard. Moving on to B tier, where every clone here has definite value and it's definitely worth being like, hey guys, don't kill the down guy. I'd like to get a clone. It can give us some good value. Starting off with Yellow Ijiro. He has high damage between his alpha, which now actually works finally after like 2.5 years or whatever. High damage with his beta and gamma as well, and it's great disruption. It's good even if you want it like in the middle of your twice combo, since twice does such little damage. It'll probably do more damage than the rest of your combo anyway. I will say though, due to the low range of level 1 Yellow Ijiro, where if any of you have played him, you know how bad that is. He is a little unreliable, but it works a bit more often than you'd imagine. Red Deku, he just got reworked to where his shotgun alpha does a lot more, and guess what? That will come up. The bet tracking on his beta has always been really great. That will work out really well for you. He just does a little high. He does a lot of high damage. Problem is his range isn't that good. I don't think they use the zoom alpha, at least not very often. It's pretty on or off. Sometimes you won't get much. Sometimes you get a lot of value, but you will get it more often than you will not, though. Present Mike is a bit more like a more well-rounded Red Deku, whereas Alpha does a lot more range, but obviously without a special action that really shoots his damage down. For some reason, he knows how to do Beta into Gamma. Certain Twice clones just know how to do like typical combos. Like Aizawa knows how to do Alpha Gamma, and he will come up much, much later in the video. But his beta stuns, his gamma hits hard, and his alpha, it's pretty alright damage. The knockdown on it isn't exactly the best, but it works, you know, it still gets good damage across. Red Toto is a pretty damn good clone. The alpha just hits hard. It's a high, out of like all the gun characters, he hits one of the highest, so not the highest, just damage on his projectile. The fire damage is alright, I guess, as well. The beta hits hard. He can press beta at level 1. The hitbox isn't the biggest, I believe. I believe it changes. The gamma, he definitely can stun. He'll probably get an alpha in that or so after. But once again, since you're twice, you can just shoot the enemy with alphas after he frees them, even if he doesn't. Pretty good, well-rounded clone. Blue All Might. You'd imagine it'd be better. He does go for grabs, but not as often as you'd like, I believe. His alpha is good as well, because it's going to do a lot of damage. I don't think he uses it well, though. So it's something about it. It's just, you never get as much value with him as you really expect. He only uses the tap beta as well, I believe. I don't think he uses the one where he moves around, like where you hold it down. Just a bit disappointing. Still good though, definitely worth a pickup. Red AFO, low data, just like Purple Bakugo, because I recorded it. I made this list right after they both came out. His alpha is good damage, it's pretty high knockdown, which might suck. His beta stuns, which is really good for a character like Twice, especially considering how hard it can be to dodge and that he gets 2. He'll probably charge up his gamma. I don't know if he's gonna hit it though. I don't know. It's just an assumption spot. I don't know how good he is. Red Endeavor is good for perhaps the funniest reason possible. One, his freshly reworked beam alpha, where you can just hold it down until the gauge is empty, which is a beautiful change, by the way. Definitely is great, especially because he might just get damage in while you're comboing somebody. His beta, he can hit it, and beta hits hard. Not to mention, even if he misses it, it's not hard for it just to hit a wall. It might give value like that because the hitbox is so big. But something Twice clones do is that they don't care if there's a wall. They will shoot you through it. This even goes for like a twice beta, for example, like he'll throw knives at the wall if somebody's on the other side. It's intel, which is actually comes up every once in a while. Problem is, he has prominence burn. Red Endeavor does, which means I've seen him. He will gamble you through a wall, and it will hit very hard. That's why he's up so high, mainly. Purple Dobby is better than you'd imagine. He's great disruption. He's really good at protecting twice, which twice has a problem doing because he fucking sucks. That's about it, really. His damage isn't great because Purple Dobby, but the Gamma and the Beta definitely get in the way. They're good disruption for the enemy. Ibarra, another very on and off clone, gonna be a similar situation to Red Shiggy, where she uses the non-zoom in alpha. I'm very confident in that she only uses that one, which is the worst one, which doesn't have much damage or have much range. She has a low level beta, which isn't that great because it doesn't really cover that much room. It still hits hard if you get too close though, which considering you're gonna be zoning out twice anyway, it's probably not gonna come up too often. But elephant in the room, Ibarra grab, one of the stupidest moves in the game. Twice can just beam somebody in it. It can very commonly lead to a TOD on a lower HP character, or even just like a very easy follow-up, because Twice is actually hard to escape from when he has Gammas up. Young Aphra is one you would imagine wouldn't work very well, but it actually does. He uses his Gamma, and he uses it surprisingly well. He will shoot the projectiles at you, and he'll let it ride, man. He'll use the whole thing, the big boom, the big whatever you want to say, the shockwave, whatever. He'll also use the big beta explosion, which AoE is something Twice has absolutely zero of, which is great. It just complements his kit really well. It's very easy to get value from, not to mention its alpha is high damage. And the clones do use melees as well. And Young AFO's melees are broken because he's a anniversary character. So yeah, really just good, reliable clone. Yellow All Might. Absolutely great damage. They keep on buffing up his alpha damage, which is just like, dude, he just hits so hard now. He doesn't have the splash damage because he unlocks that level 4 on his alpha, and he's a level 1 twice clone like everybody else. So we're kind of like diving into the territory where clones have like survivability now. Young AFO does as well with his Gamma, where All Might's Tornado, it makes you immune to every attack of the game other than like, what, 3 or so, roughly. And he just does a lot of damage. He's somewhat harder to kill. Definitely, we're entering the stage now where like enemies should be prioritizing killing the clone. Sometimes he's definitely up there on that list of like you need to kill him. That exact reason is why Purple Mirio is at the top of B tier and so good. His alpha does good damage, his beta hurts, it's really hard to roll, dodge, at least I find. Maybe I suck. It has really good survivability because guess what? The Invincible Man goes invincible. But obviously, the funny counter. I don't know why. The Twice clone knows how to use Purple Mirio counter really well. I've gotten multiple kills off of it. Once in a blue moon where not only does a Purple Mirio die, or I'm playing twice and happen to kill one, or more likely my team does. It is really good. You're gonna know, like, not to mention, rage bait character, enemies are gonna want to shoot it. It gives you an opportunity to shoot them. Very solid clone. Moving on to A tier, where you definitely want to put yourself out there to get clones. You want to communicate with your team like, hey, even if you want to like focus a certain character for the clone, starts to become a very viable strat, even if a lot of these just happen to be better characters, which makes it harder. Starting off with Red Idro, very, very high damage. He can't do combos, which sucks, but he doesn't need to because he's Red Idro. He will spam Gamma and he will hit it. I don't know how. The Alpha can stun sometimes. That's not too reliable, and the Beta is really, really good AOE, and it can protect you. The AI doesn't seem to do it too well, and also the shield isn't the biggest, which makes it a little hard to do. Very good though. Yellow Kendo is good for similar reasons. Yellow Kendo will just delete you between her Alpha and her Gamma. Even if she slides in a single alpha into a twice combo, it's doing, dare I say, twice the amount of damage it was doing before. Surprisingly able to protect you well. I don't think the AI knows that it's supposed to protect you, but it does it very well either way. I don't know how or why. It just happens, really. Just very high damage, reliable enough. Purple Toga. If you remember what I was saying earlier about how gun characters will just beam you, yeah, that's what she does. She doesn't miss on her alpha, and obviously, when you have effectively a laser beam alpha, it does a lot of damage. The gamma is pretty useless. The gamma doesn't work half the time anyway. For anybody who plays Purple Toga, you definitely know. And the beta is okay. It can definitely mess you up a little bit, but it hits high enough damage where it's not like the end of the world. Just mainly just the alpha really carries this clone a lot. Monoma is very good as well. You can imagine for very similar reasons to Purple Toga. Even though his alpha doesn't hit as hard, it hits way more often because obviously the clone can't lead their shots, the aim's not perfect. But since Mona's projectile is just so huge, it can actually hit even more often than Purple Togas. The beta is very good. It's good damage and it's a little stun without really hard knocking too consistently, which is great for twice, obviously. And for some reason, he can use Gamma very well. He can't swap quirks, which sucks, but he doesn't need to since Monoma's original quirk set actually is very good as it is. Yeah, I feel like he's just able to use the Gamma really well. and really able to disrupt. Up surprisingly high after them is Tenya. He just always turns out to be great. Certain clones, they don't make sense why they're good and some are bad. Like Purple Denki should be good, Tenya should be bad. It just happens. His beta hits really hard, especially after the damage buff they gave it somewhat recently. Don't know why they did that. Having 4 alphas is even better now. Not to mention, if you have a twice beta down, which is just the clone itself, it's just the clone of twice, it will hit alphas in between Tenya alphas. Don't ask why or how. It just happens. 3 Tenya alphas hits around 120. Very good disruption, very good damage. Definitely one worth having with you. Yellow Uraka is good for all the exact reasons you'd imagine. Very high damage. I don't think it uses the charge shot, and if it does, I don't think it uses it very well. But you'll need to because the alpha itself hits like around 100 anyway, level 1. The beta hits hard. It can combo, not too consistently though, like with Europe attacks and everything. But mainly, it's just the gamma, which is so good because getting lifted in front of you and let alone you and a twice clone is just so lethal. You can do so much damage at that point. Very, very good clone. Purple Shiggy. He can turn on Gamma, which I don't think actually heals him. If it does, it's a very minuscule amount. But it means that he's able to spread decay, which is the best like overtime debuff in a game between Dabi, Toto, Endeavor, and Purple All Might, because it spreads between enemies, sorry, and it does a lot of damage. It makes a stupid noise, I guess. Not to mention the alpha and the beta do a lot of damage, even if Purple Shiggy did just get nerfed like what? 2 days ago as I'm recording this. Very, very good clone. Red Dobby is a clone which you do not see anymore. A little fun fact, little history thing. Before they made it so you can't shoot down people as your teammates are finishing them or cloning or taking their quirk or whatever, we used to, well, I say we, whoever's on my team and I'm talking to them, like used to shoot a red Dobby or purple Dobby as I'm cloning them so you couldn't self-res and then you get the clone. Shame we can't do that anymore considering red Dobby clone is actually really good. Alpha hits hard, especially after the damage buff. Beta hits hard, especially after the damage buff. It combos with twice's alpha and twice beta's alpha. I say, well, maybe not very often, but often enough to where it's notable. Very good disruption, very good damage, more reliable than you'd imagine. Red Bakugo, if you remember what I was saying about Red Endeavor, you can imagine why he's good. Alpha hits hard enough, it has a pretty big hitbox, and it goes through walls. I've seen twice clones just shoot people through walls and get kills. It's just because it's very, very funny. But that's not the main reason why he's good. It's just the fact that he has his funny gamma button and he's very consistently able to get good damage out. Gamma hits were unreasonable and out. We all know that. Very good at pressing it. Blue Deku is the first pick where if somebody told me he's an S tier, I'd say, yeah, you know what, that's fair. I won't argue against it. The reason why I think he's not, because he's the last one in A tier, the reason why I don't think he's an S tier is just because I don't think he's reliable enough. What makes him really good is the fact that his alpha, he can just bully you. Blue Deku alpha is so hard to fight, especially if you're a twice clone and you just know when to shoot it because you're an AI. Beta hits pretty hard as well. It's like 120 or something, level 1, I believe, something close to that. I don't know, like 110. It's very, very good at just bullying, just not letting the opponent play the game. Let twice get his cooldowns back, his beta's up, whatever. It's very good for that reason. We have the S tier clones. One's the only tier which might be a little appropriate to call throwing for the clones, even if they're all titled that if you're paying enough attention. We will start with Green Nej. She is obviously Green Nej, very good character, even if she just got nerfed very hard, still gonna be very good. Her alpha hitbox is huge, and the clones will just beam you, meaning that they're gonna get good damage in. They're not going to hit the beta often, which doesn't really matter because of one big reason. She can use Gamma, and she gets full effectiveness on it. You and your entire team get the extra 40 overshield, and if you're playing one of the Mirios or Tamaki, you get the bonus on that too, even if it's not actually good on Blue Mirio, but whatever. That is enough to put her in S tier, and the damage is good enough. She is able to heal you too. I don't think the AI knows how to do it very well, but it's just super, super good. You can't pass up on that Gamma. Red Denki is good for many, many reasons, as I've listed previously. Gun character, he will hit you. He knows how to use Gamma into Alpha or Gamma into Beta very well. That coupled with twice his Alpha and twice his clones, cloner like clones, you get it. Just absolutely delete anybody. Just TOD machine he is. Just like the actual character. Above that, we actually have Twice himself, where if you are playing Twice and you run up and you press special action on it down twice, 1 in a million chance that not only are you playing Twice and that you get a kill and that you kill another Twice. But it is very good when you get it. The alpha, of course, is very good for a clone, which can distract the hell out of you. His melees are good, whereas previously mentioned, clones do use melees. The main thing is really that he can use beta, meaning that if you were Twice and you clone it twice, that Twice can then clone himself to clone another Twice, which is awesome, and I love that. It's just you have 3 different Twice alphas shooting at you. It's lovely, it's hilarious, it's funny. Gamma spam keeps them under locks, doesn't do much damage though. Very, very good clone to have, deceptively good. Huge, just chaos maker. Stars and Stripes. This one I do have enough data on, and I upload. I think my biggest video ever, as of right now, is a YouTube short of me hitting. Well, I'm rezzing somebody. Stars and Stripes. I have a clone next to me. I'm playing twice. She gammas somebody. There's a Tenya who is 300 HP now for some reason. He instantly dies because I have a beta up and my not gone on my team and got a shot in or something. He instantly died. That gamma is a TOD machine, and it hits hard enough by itself to where you don't even need like, oh, we can TOD. That's not even the reason why she's S tier as well. Black hole is obviously very, very good. I don't think it's too reliable, but it's honestly good disruption. If you see a black hole near you, you're kind of scared and you know to run away from it. It's going to gather your attention. That's good disruption. The alpha she throws out hits very hard as well. It's just very, very reliable, super explosive clone. Liraka has always been one of the best clones in the game for one big reason. Just float. That coupled with the fact that twice his damage is actually high with his alpha if they're not rolling. Because the issue with multi-hits in this game, if they're not like a grab like Stars and Stripes, is that you can just roll. You can spawn iframes in this game. But if you can't move, you kind of get deleted. Per float, you're usually able to get at least two twice alphas off, which a high level is like 200 damage plus the float damage, plus if she's shooting you, if you have a beta down, other clones. TOD factory. The alpha does good damage as well, like way too much damage. I don't know why. Super, super good clone. If you paid enough attention up to this point, you've noticed that I've not named a single rap character. Coincidentally, the only four real rap characters in the game, and there are four characters left. Kind of funny, right? Starting with Aizawa. Rap Man. He doesn't let you play. With the clones in this game, I don't know what it is. If you've ever played in a lobby where there's not enough people, so the game just defaults to making a few CPUs, and there's an Aizawa or any other rap character, you know they just don't let you play. Or even if you're playing against a good Aizawa, for example. He doesn't have special action, which would easily make him the best in the game. But, or maybe overhaul, to be honest. But either way, he can do alpha, and then he can do gamma. You will die. You will die. I've seen people to this character, the next two, I've seen people genuinely lose 1v1s while they're at like lower HP to just the clone. It's absolutely out of this world. You can just send in so much damage while as I was doing alpha into gamma. The only reason why he's worse than the next three is that he does alpha into alpha, which obviously is like a 80 damage hard knock combo. It's terrible, it's trash, but super, super great clone. Next we have Aizawa's son, Shinso, another rap main character. He does not let you play. For some reason, he feels like he doesn't let you play more than Aizawa. The rap itself does more damage, whereas the slam it does like 70 or 80 at level 1, if my memory's not mistaken, because he just got buffed. He just doesn't let you play. Beta hits hard still. That is just a rap character with twice. It's just so brutal, because twice's alpha does like no knockdown. It's so good. Same exact reason as Aizawa, pretty much. Next we have Tamaki, or as I so affectionately call it, Thomas Keys. Same situation as the last two, except he has a gun. Effectively, he's a projectile he shoots out. His swordfish projectile hits hard enough, even if they nerf the damage on it. Thank God. The wrap is just so good. He gets more ammo than the other two, I believe, because the wrap only costs one for some unfathomable reason. Beta hits hard. It's like he can do beta. So he can do wrap into beta, which is very strong, obviously. Then, for some reason, he can use gamma. I don't know why he's allowed to use it, but guess what? It makes him just that much, a little bit better, where it's enough to put him over Shinso. But mainly it's the gun in the beta that put him over Shinso. The very best twice clone of the game, the one above all, the very, very best. I'm very confident in this pick. It is Purple All Might. He fills every single category that a twice clone you would want to have. He has low knockdown. He has reliable enough damage, not as high as it used to be. He has a stun, but then he also has a stun, and then he also has a stun. 3 ice alphas is enough to stun, and he will go for that. The fire damage is good, not nearly as good as it used to be when it did 75, which is one of the least reasonable things they've ever done in the game. The beta, he will go for beta, and he will hit it. At level 1, he gets 2. Very easy to just slide in so much damage after it. Sometimes you can't still say it's not that great, unless you're ready to capitalize off it. In the gamma, he uses that, and it stuns you as well. Just like actual Purple All Might, you do not get to play against him. He has, just to reiterate my point, 3 stuns, good damage, fire damage is good as well. It's pretty much everything you want in Twice Clone. It easily makes him the best in the game. No contest, no diff, no anything. Yeah, that was all of them. Definitely the longest video I've ever made. It's probably gonna be around like 25 or so minutes. Super, super silly, funny idea. Thank you for watching the video, and I'm sure you're probably just listening while you're doing the fucking dishes or something for all I care. Maybe driving to work, that's what I usually do. As of right now, we are at 724,000 views in the last 28 days and about 700 subscribers. Of those 700, about half of them In the last month alone, 370 came, which is a bit over half, I believe, which is just crazy. Just the growth on the channel is super awesome. Super grateful for you. Definitely comment. I'm willing to really make whatever for content at this point. Just let me know what you want. Thanks for listening. Doodles.